Good morning and welcome. My name is James McConnell and I am the Director of Education and Development here for Premier Realty Services of Atlanta. And I know that it's month end, so many of us have quite a bit on our plates right now. And with that said, I'd really like to say thank you to each of you for your time, your attention, and your participation today. It is greatly appreciated. Now, before we get started, I want to make sure, does everyone have a copy of the information packet that was handed out earlier? Great. All right, and then I'm also going to ask that you hold off all questions until the very end where we'll have a formal question and answer session, okay? Many of you may be aware that we are looking to upgrade our email service to a provider that is more suitable to our business needs. A good email system can be the lifeblood of a company. It affects every aspect of modern day business. Now, what I'd like to do today is explain why we need a new email system and how significantly it can improve the way that we work. Now, if you guys would turn to page 2 in the packet that I handed to you, and I have a slide up here. From the surveys, all of the focus groups that we held, and all of those meetings that you sat in on, there were 5 common features that came up over and over again. And what we're calling those are the must-haves. And they included the aesthetics, the connectivity, the organizational tools, storage, and security. Now, since we are an image-driven industry, a business that is so heavily reliant on image because people are interested in how a house looks, or they're drawn to the pictures. We want an email system that's going to represent us in a professional light, something that's stylish and professional. Connectivity was also an issue. I know me as a realtor, when I was out in the field, there would be a number of problems of trying to connect with the Pine system. And if I didn't have somebody in IT on the phone with me at the time, you could just hang it up. You'd be up the creek without a paddle at that point. Now, organizational tools, we want to make sure that whatever system we use is very well organized, because our time is money. And so we don't want to have to be wasting time looking for things or trying to find out where we filed something. It needs to be very accessible. Storage is a big issue. Again, since we deal with image, we take so many high resolution pictures of the houses that we have to list. And storage or file capacity has been an issue with the system that we have now. We just can't do anything with that. All right, and security. Since we live in an age where there's so much identity theft and hacking of systems, we need to make sure that we protect our information as a company and that of our clients, because it will affect our reputation if we don't. Okay. All right, so if you'll look down at the bottom of page 2 there, you'll notice all of the different providers there that were listed. There are a plethora of email service providers out there, but we are going to focus on 2 of them. And we've narrowed it down to Google versus Outlook. Those are the 2 main providers that we're interested in looking at. Okay, so what I would say is that we need to look back in order to look forward. So let's look at the current system that we have, which is the Pine system. This system was developed in 1989 and it was last updated in 2003. So what we're currently using is a system built in the 80s and last updated over 13 years ago. So in my opinion, I think it's incredibly hard for us to compete using outdated systems or software. So let's move forward. And with that said, what I want to do is first compare Outlook. We have 2 different layouts. In layout number 1 here, you'll notice that they have utilized the folder system here on the left, and it makes it incredibly easy for you to go in and find the information. It's laid out very well. You have your inbox, your drafts, sent emails, all of that type of thing there. But at the very top, they have the icons, which allows you to create a new email, delete emails, forward. Very user-friendly. We'll look at layout number 2. This one here is very similar, again utilizing those boxes on the side. Layout up at the top is very similar. Very user-friendly. This one has just actually been more customized to the user's preferences. Now look at the flip side here of Gmail on the next page. This here is very similar to the Outlook. However, you notice that it doesn't have all of the options up at the top. Still utilizing the file folders there on the side though. Okay, and here's the second layout for Gmail. And with this one here, this one actually has embedded some video there. And I know now that we are using drone video footage of the houses that we're using, that's going to be incredibly important in what we do. So that was a consideration. All right, so if you'll look here now on the bottom of page 6, what I want to do is do a side-by-side comparison of the two. I'm not going to go into every single thing that was listed there, but as far as aesthetics, connectivity, organizational tools, storage, and security, we've listed them side by side with Outlook versus Gmail there. Now, under the aesthetics, the customizable layouts were comparable on both. Connectivity, what I really liked here was that it was accessible via mobile on both. Organizational tools, I would have to give the edge to Outlook since they have more of the features. As far as storage, it is hands down for Outlook since they have a higher capacity or storage capacity there. As far as security, it was pretty much neck and neck for the two. Okay. All right, so what we would say is that Gmail and Outlook they're competitive in the features that they offer. Now, they're constantly updating the services that they provide, but simply from a business standpoint, what we would suggest is, or what we're favoring is Outlook. Since it is much more user-friendly as far as Word, Excel, and PowerPoint to convert or manipulate that information. All right, and so again, I appreciate your time and your attention today and your participation, and now we'll start the question and answers. Thank you.